Good evening, all. You are welcome back to our lecture today. We are still on this subject biology. Tuesday, 1st October 2024. The second topic for today is living and non-living things. The first topic we treated today, we treated introduction to science and biology. Please, if you missed the class, please, you can watch it. You can watch it later. Now we are moving over to the next topic: living and non-living things. Living and non-living things. From the definition of biology, we say that biology studies what life, and also mentioned says that living things are those things that have life in them. So, if living things are those things that have life in them, non-living things are those that don't have life in them. So, in this topic, having defined what living things and non-living things are, we go over to their characteristics. So we now compare the two of them. There is basically no much difference. The only difference is that they have no life. Living things have life, non-living things have no life. And living things, there are much difference anyway. But let me just take it step by step. Non-living things have no life in them, while living things, they have life in them. And number two difference between them is that living things are highly organized. Living things are highly organized. The level of organization is very, very high. They are higher level of what? Organization, and they are more complex. While non-living things, the organization is not that high to compare with living things. They are not complex like living things. Another difference is that because of the high complexity of living things require enough energy to maintain this complex nature. If you study the living things, they start from atoms coming together to form molecules coming up to form macromolecules forming organelles coming together to form cells coming together to form tissues coming together to form organ system. Then at each living organism has its own level. Like something like virus, even the virus is non-living. It's in between. It's outside the body is living, is non-living. Inside the organism body is living. But because the virus is at the level of macromolecules, because it's not of what DNA or RNA, they are what macromolecules. So to maintain this structure requires energy. So living things require energy to maintain their structure. Unlike non-living things that don't require much energy because they are not that complex. Their organization level is not that high. So apart from these differences, we now go down to the major points concerning about living things. That is characteristics of living things. This one now, non-living things has nothing to do with all this because living things don't have any of these features. So this will take us deep into the core characteristics of what living things that makes that make them distinct from non-living things. That make them distinct from non-living things. Okay. Let's start from movements. Let's start from movements. Movement or locomotion. Of course, you know, movement and locomotion are not exactly the same thing. This is movement. This is movement. I am at this position. I am moving. It's a movement. It's movement. But locomotion, you must leave that position. This is locomotion. Moving from place to place. It's locomotion. Or movement can be stay like tree. Tree can stay one place. Wind can make it to move. So living things can move. And they can undergo what? Locomotion. Move from one place to another. While living things, even if they move, they are not moving on their own. It's just the way that is not actually movement, because it's not moving for their survival. Just the way we carry them up and down, dust particles can be moved from place to place by winds. It's not really movement per se, because that is not something that came from inwardly, came from them. It's just that there's an external force pushing them from one place to another. Anyway, they can call their own kind of movement. But for living things, this one, they move for so many reasons. Okay. So what are these reasons? Of course, I talk about part of the living things moving, or the whole body moving. So when the whole body is moving from place to place, is locomotion. When just the part is moving, it's just movements. Now, what are these reasons why living things move? Plants, non-living things just can move for no reason. One that's external force will just move. But living things can decide not to move. Especially animals. Okay. Reason why living things move. One is to search for food. To search is in search of what? Mates. By mate, I mean mates. Mating. Just for mating. They can move from place to place just for what? Mating. They can also, because of competition, when they are crowded in a particular place, there may be competition which may not be healthy. It becomes survival of the fittest. In order to survive, they can move from where they are crowded to another place where they are not overcrowded. So they can be free and eat and do anything they want to do without being in competition with others. So this is also a reason why they do what?